Now that we've worked a little bit with the essential wound, we're going to talk about what I call the codependent bargain. In response to that essential wound, what we do is we make certain decisions about what we need to do in order to feel safe. So that is the first time in our lives when we begin to compromise who we are. Usually this occurs somewhere between the ages of 3 to say 5 or 6. And the reason is that it is during that stage of development that we have the cognitive ability to assess what behaviors we get rewarded for and what behaviors we get punished for. And we have the cognitive awareness to make decisions accordingly. Prior to about the age of 3, we're responding to our environment, but it's more instinctual, not conceptual. So we're not developing really belief systems as much as we do between 3 to 5, 3 to 6. So the codependent bargain is that moment when you make the decision that in order to get your needs met, you have to act in a certain way. Now the codependent bargain is an unconscious bargain. And this is a combination of the two modalities of the grieving, where we're trying to bargain and ward off the loss, and the codependency that we accept or draw from the addictions world, recovery world. So codependency is when we take care of another person's needs in order to get our own needs met. The bargaining is when we try to ward off loss. Well, the loss is the loss of safety, but it's also the loss of self. So our codependent bargain goes something like this. Mommy, if I act in this certain way, then will you love me enough to keep me safe? And so that bargain becomes your blueprint of almost every interaction in your life. You operate as if ever you're going to get your needs met, you have to continually do this bargain with people. And the assumption is, if I'm just good enough, if I just say it right, if I'm just who they want me to be, then finally they'll either be well enough to meet our needs, they'll love me enough to meet my needs, or I'll be deserving enough to have them meet my needs. So the antidote for that is to do an EFT sequence where we break that bargain and come into loving ourselves just the way we are. So that's what we're going to do in this video. So let's begin. Again, the information on the website takes this into much more detail. All right. Even though so very long ago, I made a bargain with those that I thought would keep me safe, I love myself enough today to dissolve that bargain. It no longer suits my needs. It no longer supports who I am. And I want to love and accept who I am today. So even though in response to my essential wound, I made this bargain with the hope that I would be able to get my needs met, I now dissolve this bargain because I want to love who I am today. I want to reclaim my authentic self. So even though I know I have a part of me who's going to hold on like crazy to this bargain, I choose now to begin to chip it away. I want to rescue that part of me that didn't feel good enough so that I can love who I am today. All right, so let's go through the sequences. I really want to rescue this part of self who made that bargain so long ago. This codependent bargain. This codependent bargain. anchored on top of my shame, etched in the belief that I'm not good enough, that I was never good enough, that I needed to do something extraordinary if I had any hope of being loved. Well, I want to neutralize that today. I do deserve to be loved. I am lovable. I have a part within me who loves who I am now. And I choose to listen to that nurturing part. I choose to let myself be loved. I choose to dissolve my pain. I choose to let my adult self help me heal. And I, as the adult self, willingly embrace this little one within me. You are perfect just the way you are. There's nothing that you have to do to win my love. I will gladly take care of your needs. You don't have to compromise yourself. You don't have to make yourself small. You are perfect just the way you are. And together, we can return to a state of faith, hope, peace, and love. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now again, this will get you started in that interaction, which will dissolve that codependent bargain. We're going to now talk a little bit more about the cherished saboteur, and that's going to give this aspect of you just a little bit more depth.